The fools of today know nothing of the mysteries of the past. They walk down streets built upon the bones of fallen empires that gave them their technology, their magic, the very blood that courses through their veins. Great empires once ruled all around. The first occurred when man was just a scavenger. They were the Salas, snake men as the ignorant call them today. Their magic was strong, but dark, and connected to the foul Outer Gods. This connection would be their downfall as the Outer Gods charge a steep price for their knowledge. In the end, their dealings brought a cataclysm down upon Ura that nearly destroyed all life. What remained clawed slowly out of the devastation and began to rebuild. As they did, they found the remnants of the Salas. They discovered their cities, science and magic, even some of their experiments. They took the magic as their own, swearing not to abuse it as the reptilians had, as if they could resist the allure of its power. They might have sworn off worship to the Outer Gods, but they were playing with the same fire. They called this the Age of Wonder, and the imbeciles still look back upon it with their stories of fables and romance. True, there was more magic, science, and prosperity than probably more than at any other time before or since. They were as ignorant as the fools today. Their meddling led to the weakening of the weave between the worlds, and through this weakened weave, the Celestians were able to emerge. The Gilded Ones, with their beauty and perfection, soon took control of everything, and then began fighting amongst themselves and using man as their pawns. Eventually, those who fought against them closed the hole between the worlds, cutting them off from the power that made them godlike. Overnight, they went from being gods to merely powerful mortals. Mortals that could be killed. The last of the most recent follies from man was the unenlightened glory of Rozar. The greatest of man's empires, it stretched farther and more significant than any man's nations throughout history. The fools of Rozar believed themselves superior to all, and they pushed against all other races. They thought if they could force them into the worst corners of the world, or even exterminate them, they would have harmony and a perfect world. Little did the Daleks realize that man is his own worst enemy, and the Empire crumbled before even 1,000 years had passed. Now Ura is a fractured land divided up between rival nations, dark magic, and the worshipping of foul gods is once more on the rise as the lessons of the past have all been forgotten. Now these fools will bring down the same calamities as their ancestors. And my fellows and I will watch and laugh. Oh, how we'll laugh.
Not muted because I just unmuted it. Hi, everybody. See, that's okay. We did out all the stuff, all that other stuff. You know what I mean? Where I was talking business. Anyway, hello, everybody.
Every week.
No, this is only 2 weeks in a row. So there you go. No, technically, when do you guys consider? To you, when does the week start? Does it start on Monday? It starts on Monday, right?
No.
Right. Monday through Sunday is the week, and then it just starts again on Monday, right? So how do you do it? You just do what?
Okay.
It the week stops at Friday and then goes. How do you do? Hey, Dirtbag! Yeah, baby. Look at that, 500 straight off the bat, man. You the man,
hell
man.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dirtbag.
Thank you, Dirtbag.
Yeah.
Anyway, hey everybody, welcome
Thank you,
to Tales of A Savage Land. Savage Worlds production by Wicked Studios, LLC. As you might notice, this evening we will not have Dylan, who plays the magnificent part of Phoenix. He has some issues that he has to take care of this evening, so we wish him well, and of course we miss him.
He survives.
Oh, he'll survive. If anything else, all you guys would die, and he'd be the lone survivor. You know?
Probably.
Not in this setup.
You know, probably if I were to guess, everybody would die but Brian, because he's the smartest of the lot.
Well, I just built for defense, so probably.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. So, yeah, so here we are, and this is, I think this is episode 24. Yeah.
Really?
Pretty sure.
Well, shoot.
If it's not, I'll fix it, and then it'll be something else. But I'm almost positive 24. So there you go, just trucking right along. So without further ado, let's go ahead and I'll get started with introducing all the fine cast members. Go ahead, Jonathan. Why don't we start off with you?
Sure. Hello, my name's Jonathan, and I play Brian. Spear wielding, used to be heavy armor, but here in the desert, kind of slimming that down.
And you know what? It's a good thing that you bring that up, because let's actually talk about that for a second. So, if you were to wear your heavy armor here in the desert, basically what would end up happening is for one, like if you're outside of the oasis and you're out just trekking around in the desert, you basically would be okay unless it started to get really hot or you were doing some physical activity. So like any kind of fighting or anything like that, then you're going to have to end up doing vigor rolls, because you're going to you just be sweating your ass off, basically what it is, sort of thing. So, but so keep in mind it is still an option, even though it would be a short-term option, but it's definitely not something that you would just be gallivanting around in. So
Got it.
there we go. And I meant to tell you that back when we did that bit of retcon, and I forgot, so that's my fault. I apologize.
I just upped my parry.
Because you needs to.
Yeah, I did need to. But now I'm in good shape.
Yeah, there you go. All right, so hey, Grace, go ahead.
I'm Grace. I'm playing Ari tonight. She didn't up her parry in any sense of the word, so hopefully she'll be all right.
Of course she will. Because if there's one thing that Ari does very well, it's not get involved in combat. She's really good with that. So you leave it up to the other people.
Exactly, right?
Yeah, exactly. And last but not least, we have the everyone's favorite Uncle Tony.
I don't even think that's true. I don't even think I'm
yeah, even if they love to hate you, you're still one of their favorites to hate. So you're still there. You see what I'm saying?
I'm thinking of new reasons to make people hate me. And I think Grace is already ahead of me, it seems like. I think Jonathan, or not Jonathan, Joplin, the character, has...
See? I'm not the only one who does it.
Oh, please.
I had to
You're like my grandmother who couldn't
Yes.
get her
Yes,
kids
I am.
named right.
That's right. And you guys you're like my fam. So, you know. Okay.
But my thought is that because Joplin has just sort of broken up with his previous god, and he still has a touch of the weave and a new influence in his life, I'm thinking he loves the idea of deception and getting into another character. So I'm thinking Joplin is going to try to become a Vindian character, so that you're not the only one doing a racist accent, Will.
It's not a racist accent. It only becomes racist depending on what I do with it. So I gotta say, I gotta call poke bullshit on that by Tony. I think because this is what I think is like, he has trouble with commitment, which is obvious from his family and running away.
I don't know what you're talking about.
His shattered relationship with his sister. You know,
she's the one that
he
ruined
wasn't
that.
able to hold up his end of the bargain with Puritan. I mean, I'm seeing a pattern here. I could be totally wrong in this, but I'm probably not.
No. There's something new.
It's all good. It's all good. And Dylan, man, we see your message there. Yeah, you're missed, buddy. But go take care of what you got to do. It's all good. We'll always be here. So, all right. So, taking a little note from another real classy stream. I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna go just for it's a little bit of flavor. I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna go, and there's now. Granted, this is a picture of an oasis, but it's not really the oasis that you're at because it's far too sandy there. Where you're at is more of a rocky desert at the moment. Still, you haven't reached out into these dune areas. So, but yeah, there you go, guys. That's all for you, right there.
Oh, it's on the Twitch stream.
Yeah, it's on the Twitch stream.
Yeah.
It's basically the image that you're seeing on Roll20. Did I switch it over for you guys?
No, we're at the opening.
Here, let me change that for you. How rude of me. Pew, whoop. There you go.
There it goes.
There it is. There it is. So just a little something to go along with everything else there. I'm gonna turn this music down a tad.
That's fine.
It is pretty jamming. Okay, cool. All right, so I'm thinking. Let's see here. When we left off, so essentially you guys have made it. Now you're down. You sailed down. You've left the Lycena. You left the Arcanus, and you've started on this first leg of this mighty quest that is shutting down these portals so that some old dudes, old god types, don't come in and try and take your world over again. And you came into the first port of Dalapur. That's where you met up with Mansoor, and Mansoor is he's a guide, and he's taking you out from Dalapur into the Vezin Desert, and there in the Vezin Desert, he's told you to get you to your destination. What they have to do is they have to oasis hop. So you can't really travel in a straight line because you have to travel where the water is. Went to the first oasis, which I did print out my notes so that I don't have to bumble around for 5 minutes wondering what the hell I did. You first went to the oasis of Belganis, and there you were pretending to be people that were afflicted with the wasting disease, but
Didn't
also,
like
yeah, I know you sure didn't like
I
it.
don't like mine. That's not a. That's not a. That's.
Yeah, but when you guys were there, as you were camping and beginning camp, and night was starting to encroach on you, you met a fine young lady by the name of Mazina, who happened to jump within your camp, and she was on the run from some dastardly fellows, which was basically an immortal and some of his henchmen. And basically, you were able to talk your way out of the mortals really going through your stuff, or the immortal. There was only one, and they went off with directions from Joplin saying, "Oh, she went that way." So you guys went out there trying to chase her down. I mean, they went out there trying to chase her down. So you guys hurried up and packed up and took off. You're like, "Oh, we're gonna just travel through the night. We already got the water and the food, which was brought to us, so we can get out of here." So you guys hurried up, packed up, and you started heading out right away to the second oasis named Wunderval. Yep, remember that? Yeah, it's canon. And so, along the way, it was like this. I think it was the second night after you guys had left Belganis, the oasis of Belganis. You guys, during the middle of the night, Mansoor, who was actually the guy who was on watch at that time, woke you guys up because he heard something, and who does it turn out to be but Mazina, the poor waif of a girl that you had left behind. And you know, if anybody's going to die today, it's going to be Mazina, because Phoenix isn't here to protect her now. They very well might shoot her in the leg and leave her for the vultures at this point.
I've offered to do it a couple of times.
You have. But well, aside from Phoenix not want that to happen, Mansoor and Sundar were pretty set against it. I think the agreement is that you guys were going to continue on to the next oasis and then deposit her there. I think was the agreed upon. So, all right. So you guys make it to Wunderwall, the second oasis, and the second oasis had a number of the Kuata and the Kulisti tribesmen. Those are the guys that wear the Kuata wear black robes and the Kulisti wear white robes, but they're essentially the same. They're the same people.
Were we ever able to send like fruity drinks back and forth?
No, because it was discouraged by Brian once he found out what you were intending, and everybody else poo-pooed it. And you can't ever have any fun.
No fun. That's
no fun
right.
whatsoever. But during the night, as you guys are getting ready to bed down, there was a ruckus and whatnot outside. Because basically what it is like this inn that you're in, the inn where you're staying, it's like a way station. It has a wall around it so that people who have caravans can spend the money to bring their caravan within the walls and then spend the night there. Now, there was one caravan that was there, but obviously the guys who were the caravan masters of this one were shifty guys and didn't want to spend the money because that caravan was actually camping outside of the walls. But during the night, as you guys were getting ready to go to bed, you started to hear this clamor of combat, and it was happening outside of the walls. And you ran and you talked with the guys. There's two dudes that were on guard at the gate to the inn, and you found out that it was the Kuata and the Kulisti tribesmen that had shown up here. Whatever happened, they were going at it out in the foliage and whatnot around the oasis. So after you did that, you went back in to the inn, went inside, were going upstairs to your rooms, and you heard some movement or something, and then you heard a door closing at the end of the hall, and that's where we left off. Where you guys, it was both Brian and Joplin, if I remember correctly, were in the hall, and both of you did one of these numbers where you opened the door to your room and then closed it, and you stayed in the hall, if I remember correctly.
Actually, it's
Brian
just
did.
And Phoenix went to bed.
I know. Yes.
And I ducked into the room but left the door open a crack.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's just me.
So the only one in the hall at the moment currently is Brian.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. So that's where we're going to pick up. Right there. So we've got Brian in the hall. We've got Joplin being a scaredy cat hanging out in his room. Or cautious. It depends. I don't know. It would be one or the other.
And then we ended with me rolling a 6 for stealth.
Oh yes.
Okay,
That's
good.
right.
Okay. Yes, and there it is right there on the Doomahicker, I think.
I should never have reminded him of that.
Let's see here. Yep, there it is right there. Big as day. Nice big old 6. Okay, so now in this second floor, okay, for how the tavern is built, you come up the stairs and there's like a little platform area there, and you can either go to the right or to the left, and there's a hallway, so it's like an L. Okay. You guys are all situated when you come up to the left, and then that's where you had heard the door close, was down over there somewhere. Okay. So you came up and you're in the hallway. Now, the first couple of rooms is your room, Ari's room, Joplin's room, Phoenix's room, and then you've got Mansoor and Sundar and Mazina. So those are the guys at the further end of the hall. So what do you want to do there, Brian?
Just sneak down the hall, see if I can identify which door open and shut.
Okay. This is going to be a really hard one, but give me a notice roll. Let's see how, because you could always just luck out.
Seven.
Okay. Well,
7.
you're able to discern that you know for a fact it wasn't any of the 4 rooms at the beginning. You know it's not. It wasn't yours. Wasn't Joplin's. Wasn't Ari's. Wasn't Phoenix's. So you're able to at least limit it down to the fact that it is the ones at the further end of the hall. It could be any of those 3. But as you listen, you hear that there's definitely some ever so faint motion going on in the furthest room, which would be Mazina's room.
If it's, I had thought it was some random room. If it's that Messina's room, I don't care. I'm just gonna go back to my room then. If
Okay.
that's what it.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, there's an extra room. There's one more room at the end that's supposedly empty.
Oh, then I'll check that one.
Okay, so you go down. We'll use your same stealth roll. The door is not locked. They do have locks on them, but with nobody being in there, it's not locked. Well, supposedly.
I'm still gonna knock because it'd be rude not to.
It would be. Okay, so we're going to just say that the stealth goes away at this point.
Well,
You knock lightly, I'm sure.
If I get to the room, do I hear anything obvious? And if not, then I'll knock.
Give me another notice roll. 'Cause this is for a separate thingy here.
Another
7.
7 and a 4. That's
Okay,
interesting.
you can definitely tell that you hear there's like some wind, but it sounds totally vacant. You know how you're like, you hold your breath,
Mhm.
and you're trying to just listen. You're not hearing anything, but you hear some wind. But that could be anything, because like when you went into your room, you know it's got some shutters on it. There's not really glass, and it's got curtains, heavy curtains that have a bar at the top and the bottom, and that's sort of like the sand catch for anything that blows through.
So I'm just going to knock on the door lightly, and then if no one answers, I'll slowly open it with spear in hand.
Okay, nobody answers it. You open up the door, and there's a
Hello.
empty bed, little table, pegs on the walls that with nothing hanging from it. On the table, there's like a basin and stuff, but essentially this room is bare. It's just got the normal furnishings. It looks just like your room when you were given it and you first went in.
Is the window open?
Yes, it is actually.
If I don't see anything amiss, then I'll go and shut it then.
Okay. As you go over to the window to shut it, that clamor that you heard of the combat, you can still faintly hear it, but it's definitely dying down. And you hear more shouting from out in the area around the oasis than of the clanging of swords and things along these lines. So, but then you're able to close the shutters. The shutters do have a lock on them. You put that lock on, and then you can close the curtains on it again.
Okay.
All right, cool.
I'll take one last look, and if there's nothing weird, I'll head back to my room.
Nope, nothing weird. Nothing weird.
Cool.
I mean, give me one more notice roll.
He really wants to.
Look at
What?
that! That is insane! He's rolled
How?
3 times in a roll, and he's
Or
rolled
seven.
a
Weird.
7 on his normal notice die, and his wild die has been a 4 on 3 straight rolls.
That's
Brian, you go and you buy a lottery ticket. Use the
Right
number
now.
7, use the number 4.
I don't
Okay.
know how to do lottery.
You got 2 of the numbers.
There you
So, when you close up the window and you close the curtains, there is some sand and some dust and whatnot around the windowsill area there, and you look down and you notice one footprint.
Strange.
Yes, It is not a small footprint. It's not an overly large footprint, but it's a footprint.
Like a human foot or a boot print?
A boot print. Yeah, it doesn't have toes. It was somebody who was wearing, and when you look at it, because there's no way to really leave an impression. It's just really a disturbance of the sand and the dust there that was on the floor. Basically, it's like an average foot, but you're pretty sure it's probably a dude's foot because unless it's a chick with big feet. So, which it could be, but
well. If you don't come out now, I will look for you. There's only so many places here. And I'll wait. And if nothing happens,
nope.
It's my duty to look around. Can't just ignore that.
Okay.
You look under the bed.
Right. And there's not very many places to look at all. You look under the bed, don't see anything. You actually bend down to look under the table a little bit even more, and no,
sure.
It's the room is empty.
Okay, so I'm leaving now. This is getting kind of creepy.
Yeah, gotcha. Cool. All right.
I did my job. My responsibility.
So you leave the room and you close the door, and then as you turn around, there's Mazina standing there in the hallway, holding onto like an itty bitty like rag doll. She's like, "What was in there?"
Nothing. Go back to bed. And I'll walk past her.
Okay, and she just stands there and watches you leave and go down to your room. And she's just standing there holding her doll. Okay.
Oh, God, I want to plug her in the leg.
I mean, yeah, like, honestly. Just for grins, I think Ari was standing at her window trying to make it out, and would she have been able to understand what they were hollering about?
Give me a notice roll. You wanting to hear what the different the tribesmen were yelling at each other and stuff? Okay. Mm-hmm.
A 4 and a 3.
You definitely made out an awful lot of cursing.
Nothing about a rag doll?
No, nothing about, "Oh my God, I kill you in the name of the little girl holding the rag doll." Yeah, that's nothing like that.
And nothing about fruity drinks being sent to each other either.
No.
It could have been that.
No, there was one guy shouting about, "We shall kill you infidel non-believer in Puritan," something like that. But
don't even care.
Fair enough. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Is anybody going to do anything during the night, or have anything planned, or?
I do not.
Okay. So it's the next morning.
Can I? No, never mind.
No. Go ahead.
No. I'm not going to go sneak into the little girl's room and assassinate her. No, I'm fine.
I should hope not.
Let's move on.
Holy crap!
I don't trust her.
Well, that's fine, but I don't trust lots of people. I don't just plug them.
I don't want her following us. I don't want her knowing us.
Yeah, now who has trust issues?
I said earlier he's got issues with commitment. Am I right? They're on full display right now.
Look, I wasn't the one who. Never mind. I'm not going to get into this backstory discussion.
It's all good. Okay, so the next morning comes about. Daylight. You guys get yourselves together, head downstairs. There is that dude who owns the bar, whatever his name may be. He's you have food prepared for you. I don't know what's a good tradition, like dates. It's light stuff. Dates, cheese, some bread, things along these lines. There's oil, honey, stuff like that. And down there when you guys come down, I'm assuming Briam's one of the earlier ones. And Joplin, are you going to sleep in?
Oh, God, yes.
Okay. All right. So Joplin's the last one to come down.
There's no reason to get up early. Not anymore.
So basically what we'll say is that Brian's the first one down, and as you get down there, you're pretty much down there as the innkeep and his servants that work for him and stuff are busy getting things together. And then next thing you know is down comes Phoenix, soon followed after by like Phoenix and Mansoor and Sunder almost come down pretty much at the same time almost. And then Ari, and then you guys are waiting for a little bit for Joplin. But as you guys are down there, when Phoenix comes down, Mazina comes down with him. Okay. And as you guys are there and getting some food, sitting around a table, what have you, the door to the inn opens up, and 3 of the Kulisti tribesmen come in. And one's got a bandage on his head. Another one has is like his robe is got a little blood stain on it, and they go and they sit at a far table and are partaking of the food when at order and are drinking, and they're talking amongst themselves in hushed, quiet tones. So.
I just, for the record, when I arrive, I'm looking for something that seems like coffee and liquor.
They have plenty of coffee, and they do have date wine.
And then I'm mixing the two together and starting the day off right.
All right. Okay. So before you come down and start inebriating yourself,
and waking up, that's what I need the coffee for.
Yeah. And I'll say basically, because it's kind of everybody's probably eating a pretty quiet breakfast in the morning. You guys are there, and Mansoor is like, "All right, my friends. From here, we will be going to 2 more oases before we reach your final destination. I have extra skins for water, so we must make sure that when we are at the final oasis, it is very, very important that to make sure all of the skins are full, that we have as much water as possible for when we make the final plunge into the desert. After that, the only way for us to get more water, my friends, will be to go back to the final oasis." So, yes. And Melinray's not on to quote another Oasis song for me for the final Oasis. We'll figure that out when we come to it. So, and so everybody's there, and then Phoenix comes down, gets his coffee. There's coffee. They have really good coffee here. So, and so unless anybody wants to do anything,
maybe a glass of each.
Okay.
Little coffees, wine, little coffee.
Gotcha. Yeah. The wine's good. It's actually kind of sweet. So not like too sweet, but it's got a good flavor to it. So, all right. So does anybody else have anything that they're looking to do?
I mean, I probably would mess around with my little, I don't know, tool, I suppose. Seeing, just messing around, seeing if I can
listening to that conversation.
Control it. Yeah.
Listening to those 3 guys with the thing.
I'll try. Jesus.
And in the meantime, I'll talk to Phoenix.
So when did you actually tell everybody that you could do this?
It was at the first Oasis.
Yeah.
When I left and so me and Miss Live Invisible went halfway to the next party over to try to do it, and when I came back, I told them what I was doing.
Okay, all right. That's when you told them that you have this ability to hear people. Okay.
Yeah.
Because
they know.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure. Okay.
But cool. I want to help her out, and I'm just going to create a little covering chatter. So I'll talk with Phoenix for a minute, and I'll just tell him how amazing it is that these oases exist out in the desert. And I'll say, you know what it is? It's urine. People come from all these places. Oh, we lost Brian. It's going to screw up our setting.
No,
but
there
people,
he is.
People come
We're all
from
good.
all over the world, and they come to this one place and they congregate, but they all urinate in the water, and the sand actually purifies the water and makes it drinkable.
Now, when you say that, the innkeeper goes, "Did you just call my drink and my water it's urine?" You weren't peeing in the oasis, were you, my friend? He comes over. That is not allowed. That is desecrating the oasis. These are sacred places of life.
friend.
You're not supposed to alleviate yourself there. And he starts just going off on you, telling you about this is. Don't you know what? Here, come with me, my friend. And he
I
grabs you
was
by the arm.
so close to getting.
And he
Phoenix
takes
to
you out,
urinate in the
and he's
oasis.
going to show you where the outhouses are at, and he's going to say, "This is where you will relieve yourself." So they're gone for a little bit. He automatically marches. He flips his shit over it. Okay, so that happened.
Is it a spirit roll? Is
Yes.
that what it was? Okay.
Spirit roll.
So I got 7.
Yeah, you can hear what they're talking about. They're basically saying it's like, those Coata fools. They should have never come to the oasis when they knew that we were here. The Kulisti, we are the chosen of the god Yuzud, and they should have known better. Now they will know never to. Well, basically they're bragging and talking about killing those guys. They killed all those guys last night. And they're talking about their own tribesmen that had died during that. You know what I mean? And then you catch one of the Koistis. He says one thing that catches your attention. He goes, "Well, to hell with all of these foreigners and all these lands. The desert, the Vezin belongs to us. And if we find those people that we were sent to go and find, these infiltrators that are supposedly going to desecrate our oasis." No, but he doesn't say anything about desecrating. But what he says is that basically, if they are sent more messages about the defilers that are coming into the desert. Says, I wish they're kind of upset because like they should have given us more information of who we're supposed to be looking for. And he goes, what does it say? The man had no more information. What are we supposed to do? He said, just go and look, and you will know the evil ones by their look and by their actions. He said he would send more word once there was more word. You know, that could mean any of these defilers, any of these Shanish dogs. So, but you get from from what they're talking about, they're under the impression that they're looking for some kind of Shanish people, is what they're looking for. Right. So, yeah.
And I'd probably turn back to the table and at least tell Brian. I'd assume. I mean, Joplin's gone, but I'd tell Brian that I think that they're looking.
You tell Brian what?
That I think that the Khaleesi are looking for us.
It's possible.
You never get a break, do we? Well, all we can do is just move forward unless we want to confront them.
What if they know about this portal? What if they know? I mean, we know nothing once we get there. We know.
Now, I take it you're sharing this with everybody at the table, which would include Mansoor and Sundar, correct?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't know how everyone's sitting, but I'd be telling Brian, and I'd be doing it in a hushed tone, but I wouldn't be trying to hide it from everyone around me.
Well, Mansoor goes, I don't think it's much for us to worry about. If they knew where we were going, my friends, then they would not be here so much as just waiting for where they knew we were going to be.
This is true.
I'll come back finally and just sit
then,
back down.
Yeah, you finally, you actually, after you got your ass chewed out. And basically,
but I'm going to tell Phoenix, don't listen to him.
All right, let me try and do Phoenix. Hold on. He goes, well, no offense, Joplin, but you don't. I mean, these guys live here. I'm gonna trust them before I trust you, man.
Hey, I understand. I do.
No offense. So
I'm maybe saddle up next to Sundar. Oh, we lost him again.
That's okay.
Oh.
if we lost him altogether, then probably when he logs back in, he'll have the stronger signal. So it's all right for now. And for those who know, we do have. It messes up a little bit the images, but I'm not going to mess with it right now until he gets back into, because it probably will. See, it's just resetting itself. So okay,
Go right back into place. All right.
yeah, everybody's right back into place. Generally, it'll do that, so it's not that big a deal.
Sorry.
Man, it happens. Last time I checked, you didn't own the internet, so I'm cool with it. Otherwise, I'd be like, dude, hook a brother up with some sweet internet. So,
What's happening?
Joplin's gonna just listen to Sundar's accent for a little while.
all right, I'm not going to do it right now. Nice try.
No, he's just gonna listen and try to take it in.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's got to learn to mimic it.
You want to mimic it? Is what you're trying to do? Is that what
If
it is?
Ari is telling us that they're looking for some Shanish or some infidels, I think a Vindian Swami might not stand out so much. Yes, an Indian Swami. Swami Boboli. That's what I shall be.
Oh, great.
It's good.
Yeah, it is good stuff.
It's good stuff.
Yeah.
I
All right.
gotta some makeup.
What?
Turban.
Okay, so Mansoor actually gives you guys a little bit of a history lesson on these two tribes, and which will help as far as knowing how they kind of look at the world, because while they both worship Yazul, the great brooding god, okay, one of them, their doctrine is expansionism. Yazul, being the greatest of all the gods, should subjugate all of the other gods, okay, and all the other peoples should bow down before them, okay. The other, and the guys who think that are the Kulisti, okay, the guys in the white robes. The others, the Kawada, they believe in isolationism, as in the lands of the desert, the Vezin Desert, and Shemesh area. Those lands should be basically cut off from the rest of the world. We shouldn't let anybody else in and let them destroy each other. And so that's their contention. And fortunately, the Kulisti, their number one thing to do before they go and subjugate anybody else is to take care of this rift within their own people and their own tribes. So that's why you don't see Kulisti bandit kings or something like this going and raiding and sacking other lands and things along these lines. Okay.
So are there Khaleesi in the bar with us?
Those are the guys in white that won. Were the Khaleesi?
Right.
Yes.
Khaleesi. And the
And they're
other
the ones,
Hutu?
No, those are the Kawada.
Kawada.
The Kawada, and those are the guys who lost last night.
Yeah.
Those guys lost. So,
Okay.
but that's what he's letting you know about them as far as, having an idea of how these people act and so forth, So infidels, to them, it would be, of course, anybody who is not Shemesh in nationality. I got to look at that, make sure that I'm saying that right. That
Watch it gone backwards, and now it's
it's because it's
straight.
really close to Shanish. I've got the tribes right. The tribes are totally correct. It's just about the areas, but I'll find that. So basically, my man Mansoor is like, after everybody's done eating and whatnot, he's like, we shall pack it up and head on out.
You sure you don't want to send a drink over to that other table? Be like, the Kawada watch you?
Who are you talking to?
Anybody who will listen.
I'll just turn to you and say, you can do whatever you want.
You're your own man, John.
That's it. It's Kashem. Kashem.
Wait, what?
Kashem is the place that I was talking about. These guys, the Vezin Desert and Kashem is the one. I was getting Kashem and Shanish mixed up. That's why.
Okay.
So.
I feel like making some mischief.
My friend, I don't think that is a wise thing to do. If you are to insult these Kholisti, there's very well that we might have more further trouble with them down the road. You've already said that Ari here is saying that they're looking for infidels that are supposedly infiltrating the lands. All they need is an excuse.
And that is why I'm going to sound just like you as much as I can.
I am Mansoor. I do not know what you're talking about.
Oh, I want to sound like Sundar.
And Sundar's like, and how do I sound?
Oh,
You sound nothing like me. I don't know. No, you don't, sir. No, you don't.
I don't sound nothing like you.
No, look at you. Sound nothing like me. There's too much bibbity in your bobbity. It's not. I don't talk like that.
This is some talent, Goblin. I appreciate it.
This is how I'm gonna fit in the desert.
But my friend, the Vidians don't live in the desert.
Yes, but it'll stand out a lot less than a Brythlander.
If you wish, my friend,
actually.
you could actually just garb yourself in the traditional wares and try not to speak around other individuals.
But then I don't get to do the accent.
No, you shouldn't do the accent, my friend, because everyone will know is like, who is this Brythian trying to sound like he's from Vidya? That's what it'll be.
That's why I'm trying to work on it.
You're doing a terrible job.
I'm
Terrible.
listening to you, sounding just like you.
No, you again. There's too much bibbity in your bobbity. It's no.
I will take
not
the
good.
bippity out of my boppity.
Actually, it sounds pretty good. Actually, I think.
And Sundar just looks at Brian and goes, "Please do not encourage him."
You just run the show off the complete rails.
There you go. Okay, so unless you guys had something else that you were going to do, you guys will go ahead and saddle up and head on out. Okay.
All right.
Everybody gets together, gets on their camels, gets everything together. Now, we're going to do some fast role playing here. So what I'm going to need is I'm going to need 2 rolls to start off with. So who wants to be the first one to roll me a d20?
I can.
Okay, go ahead and give me a d20.
Ugh.
Oh, okay. Well, there it is, right off the bat. Okay, so you guys head on out. So, you guys get together. You get you getting the camels all together. You putting all the gear on it and what have you. Everybody, give me notice rolls.
Got 4.
Ari's got a 4. Brian's got a big old 9.
There we go.
Oh, and Joplin's got the big old juicy 10. Okay, you guys all notice, but Brian and Joplin, you definitely notice the cool as you guys are getting together because all your camels and whatnot were inside the compound. As they're getting everything put together, those Kholisti guys who leave are eyeing you hardcore when they're leaving. Like they even stop for a second, and like you can see them whisper a couple of words back and forth to each other, and then they head on out of the compound back into the oasis area. You guys finish getting everything ready for the camels, and you head out. Okay, head out into the desert, into the rockiness of the desert. As you're progressing along, you get to a high crest area where it's sort of like the crest of a hill in the area. And as you're starting to make your way up, I should say before you crest it, as you're making your way up, Mansoor is looking back and he points and says, "Well, my friend, it appears that
we have company.
You did not have to give them your send them a drink to get the Kholisti interested in us because those men are following us now." And he points back and he says, "You can turn around and look. I mean, they're not making they're not attempting to hide themselves from us. They're following out in the open."
I'm just going to point out that we sent them a drink last night, and they could be looking for a Kuwata all day today instead of looking for us.
All the Kuwata are dead, my friend.
Not if they get a drink that says the Kuwata are watching you, then they get paranoid and they start thinking there's one left and they ignore it. Never mind.
Oh,
They'd be looking for us either way.
Do we want to
To tell you, my friend, I think what the problem here is that one of your party rolled very low, and thus the encounter was sprung.
don't know what that means. Sounds ominous.
Yeah.
we could set a little trap?
Well, to tell you, my friends, my recommendation is this: if we are to do anything in regards to these Kolisi that are following us, we will have to kill all three of them, and make sure that all three of them are dead. Because if
Why?
one of
I'm
them, if we raise hands in violence to any of these Kolisi and they get away, they will go and they will find more of their kind and bring them back.
Why are we
This
fighting
for sure.
them?
Well, they're following us. I was
He
figuring we
points at Joplin.
they're back there. Do we want to just let them follow us?
We need to lure them away from the oasis. If we do anything too close, we will get surrounded in no time.
Look, if they obviously know that we know that they're following us.
Oh yeah, they're right out in the open. They're not trying to hide the fact that they're following you.
Maybe a form of diplomacy is in order.
Ah, the voice of reason sounds so sweet.
And what are we going to say to them that won't make them?
Well, I'd like to just find out what's happening. Wasn't that the whole point? Find out who is after us and why. I think there's value in that.
I mean that. All right.
I don't think they know why.
If we wish to converse with them, we should just dismount now, and I shall make a fire. And if they wish to talk to us, they will come.
And Ari can go
Something.
invisible, and I can disappear into the sand, and then we can ambush them when they get here. Phoenix can punch them to death.
Yeah. I don't know if punching them's really on the agenda. You know, it's like those guys really haven't. You know, they haven't really done anything to me.
Hey, I'm open to different arrangements. If you need to sing them to death, then you do that.
Oh, I get it. That's funny.
Cut that out before we put it in the replay.
Honestly.
No, that shit's staying in, man.
I think we need to get further away.
If we can continue on until we get to the next oasis. There is only 3 of them, my friends. I do not think that they are going to attempt to attack us at all, but I do believe that they are following us just to see where we're going and then try and find out possibly what we are doing.
Well, all right.
It is like I said before, I am just your guide in the desert, my friends. Whatever it is that you wish to do, it is up to you. You are the ones that the Arcanus and all the Divine Wisdom have chosen for this. So
I'm beginning to doubt their wisdom.
Pearden did. Pearden, he said he folded. He's like, I'm out.
Yeah, honestly.
So what are you gonna do?
All right, we can press on, I guess, and make sure we keep our tail.
Okay. So you guys keep pressing on. So I'm gonna need another D20 roll.
And I'm not going to roll this.
Well, that leaves only one left. There you go, Joplin. Give us a D20 roll. You can do it, man. I have to think. Look at
shit.
that! Excellent.
Solid 20.
Okay.
Nat 20.
Damn, Brian, you're good
Nice.
luck, man. So basically what happened is Mansoor's talking about just how good the weather is. You know, it's like, you know, this is the season where there can be like some sandstorms can get kicked up and what have you. And it's like the weather is so good with that Nat 20 that you're not going to have to make the next one.
Oh,
That you've fallen into a great pattern of weather that's going to last you for some time. So, all right. So what ends up happening? They made a decision that they're going to continue on. They're just going to hurry up and get to the next oasis. So they go ahead, you guys, while you're traveling. Now, travel to this next oasis takes a couple of days easy. It takes like 5 days. All right. And as you're traveling, those 3 Kolisti guys, they keep following. And they're still out in the open. They're still, you know, not making... And they keep this same amount of distance between you guys. They're traveling like... roughly maybe at most times maybe a mile away from you, but out here in the desert it's a lot easier to keep track of you, and with the weather being as nice as it is, it's real easy to follow your tracks. Okay, so there you go. Now you make it to the next after it's the not too long on the morning of that 6th day, you guys make it to the 3rd oasis. Now this 3rd oasis is very similar to the 2nd one you'd been at, except for the fact that there's no inn here. There's no structure. There's an oasis. There's vegetation around it, and you notice as you come in, Mansoor looks around and finds a spot. There are different spots around the oasis that have been cleared, and you can tell that people come here, and this is where it's like established camps. Okay, and he goes, and you guys, he picks one out, and you guys begin to, you know, again, you're unpacking your camels, you're tethering them off to there's still there's palms here, and then you begin, you know, the process of filling the water skins and all this different stuff. At the oasis too, there are a lot of fruit trees and different things, and nut trees and different stuff like that that are accustomed to growing in the desert. And one of the things that Mansoor does when he comes in, because there's no one here, is he goes about and he inspects them. So like if they need a little trimming or something like that, he actually busies himself doing this as well to help ensure that the trees are doing well in the bushes that are fruit bearing, so that the next people that come there, you know, can have food as well from these. You know, it's another one of those things where everybody in the desert kind of helps out to ensure that everybody can have something to eat and what have you. Okay, so you guys will basically be doing that for the day. Mansoor also tells you that keep an eye out because those Kolisti will be showing up here. You know, it's with the traveling that they had. This is the next source of water, so they're going to be here at some point.
Mansoor, is there or are there any plants, nuts, anything around here that we should be avoiding? Anything that's dangerous, poisonous,
No,
toxic,
no.
allergic?
Well, I don't know if you might be allergic to them, my friend, but yes.
But
No, there's nothing of. I mean, there are things that are not edible, but yes.
But if we
do not worry, my friend. I will make sure that you do not eat the things you should not eat. Oh, I will tell you the things that are edible.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Excellent.
and he'll give you a crash course because I know what you were thinking about doing.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I got an idea.
No idea.
So
I turn to Brian and say, once they arrive, we should go talk to them.
I think that's why.
I agree. We need to get to the bottom of what they're doing here.
okay. So basically, the day goes about for, you know, several hours after you guys. I would say like a good 3 hours after you've been there. Now you arrived at this oasis early, okay? And you notice that on the far side of the oasis, those Kolisti guys show up. Okay, and they're doing the same thing. They're making their camp and they're, doing their deal. They're filling the water and stuff. But they're on the other side of the oasis, and the oasis is like a small lake. Okay, so you can see them, but they're a little ways away. So who's gonna go over and talk to these fellas?
I mean, I'd go with. I'm assuming Brian's going.
Okay.
Of course.
If you wish, my friends, I
Sounds
would be
like
more than happy to
Heather
go with
to-
you. So
to
Sundar
explain
Sundar
polls.
says that he'll go with you too. Okay. So is anybody
Joplin
else?
coming?
Yeah.
Is night falling yet? How late in the day is it?
No, it's still late afternoon. I mean, early afternoon now.
I wouldn't mind holding back a little bit and being sneaky about it.
Why do you want to be sneaky? We were just going over to talk to
I
them.
don't trust anyone in this stranger in a strange land.
There's only 3 of them, my friend. Wait, that was Mansoor. My friend, there are only 3 of them over there. I don't think we have anything to worry about. Do not
Only
forget, my
secret.
friend. And he likes the fire just like lick up off of his fingers, and he goes, "I am blessed with the powers of the fire."
Yeah, fire thing, whatever.
What?
I mean, regardless, one of us should stay here. Watch
Phoenix
our
is
belongings.
Phoenix is volunteering to
Oh
stay
yeah.
behind.
I'm assuming the little girl did not come with us, right?
Oh yeah, she's there.
God damn it!
She's hanging out with Phoenix.
I thought we were dropping her off at the last oasis.
Well, that was the plan until old Phoenix was telling her, "Don't worry about it, kid. When we go back to Lycena
Oh, yeah, I
and all that,
forgot.
well, I'll take you there with me, and I'll introduce you to the Ekitars." And
yeah, I remember now.
Yeah, that's right.
yeah, so she's there with you guys.
Oh. So they're
good.
staying
So
back
they'll
though,
stay.
right?
I'm sorry, what?
Are they staying back and the rest of us are going?
Yes, it would be. Well, I don't know. Is Joplin gonna go?
No, I'll hang back.
Okay, so it'll be
I'm gonna be troublesome. That's all right.
it'll be Ari, Brian, and Sundar. We'll go over there.
Okay.
Okay. And both of you speak Kashemite, right?
I know I do.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. So you guys make your way over there, and
I don't. Oh, I don't.
you don't. Okay. So Ari will have to do the interpreting.
Yeah, which is fine.
So let me see. Okay. So basically, you make your way over there, and you get pretty close. I mean, I'm assuming you're not trying to hide yourself or sneak over to their where they're camped out, right? Okay.
No.
So when you
Nope.
guys get pretty close, they know that you're coming, and but they weren't you didn't hear, or I should say, Ari didn't hear them whispering, well before you're there. My friends, they're coming. It's nothing like that, So, you show up and they're pretty much just kind of like chilling. They've got like a couple of like blankets out with fruit that they've picked off and nuts and different stuff that they've gathered from around the oasis, and they're kind of just have it out and they're like eating it, and they're there and they're like sharpening these Tolward swords, and they're just watching you come up.
I would assume that I guess I would go ahead and start talking and say
Okay.
I mean, why not? I mean, I'm not trying to hide.
Yeah, no, you're in the lead. So what are you saying? What are you doing?
Turn on
I
the
w-
sexy. Come on.
Why has it got to be the sexy that gets turned on?
I mean, I do have to work on it. You're right, Tony.
Oh, you wanted to practice. Okay, I
Well.
understand. Okay, that's fine.
I would just say we noticed you following us.
And the one, they look at each other, and the one he was sitting there, he was sharpening his Tolwar. He like spins it around and he sticks it into the sand next to him, point down, of course, and goes, "Following you? We are headed to the oasis.
Why only you three?
What do you mean, why only us three? There is only three of us. Do I have more friends that I am unaware of? Am I more popular in the desert than I was the other day? And both of the other guys start giggling when he says that.
I think that you know who I'm talking about.
No, I do not. Where are you from, woman?
It doesn't matter. A far place from here.
Oh, it does if you were in my desert.
You don't know why I'm here.
No, this is what I'm attempting now to discern.
Why does it matter?
Because it is my desert. I want to know what your intentions are. I heard the one who is not with you, pees in oases. Let him know, let your friend know. If we see him desecrating the oasis, we will cut that thing of his off.
I was just trying to get Phoenix to do it.
Well, now you're labeled as the oasis peer.
Oh, that is unfair.
Ah, so totally.
Don't threaten my friends like that.
Oh, it is not a threat, my friend. It is the laws of the desert. You cannot desecrate the oases. They are sacred. They are life out here. If your friend were to do such a thing, I would expect you to be the first person to take care of this. If you do not,
No, I will not do that.
well, then you are not following the laws of the desert, and we would be forced to have to enact on your part.
Obviously, we are not from here, so the laws are a bit
This-
unknown.
This is why I tell you, my friend. So make sure your friend
Where are you
does
heading
not...
after this?
Huh?
Where would you be heading after this?
Oh, we have not decided yet, my friend.
So I assume you'll wait till we leave and then keep following us. Is that
There
right?
is always a possibility to make sure you do not desecrate another oasis.
And what if we don't want to be followed?
The desert is, you do not own the desert, my friend. I don't think you can tell us this.
What if we consider it very aggressive of you to follow us like this?
Then my next question to you would be, what do you have to hide, my friends?
Nothing. Privacy is something that belongs to everybody.
Well, I've not gone over to your camp. You're the ones
No,
who are
but-
coming over into my camp.
It has been more than a few days that you've been following us.
We were coming to the oasis. Obviously you are new to the area and you do not know how the desert works.
Obviously, I'm trying to extend the formal, just don't follow us. That's me.
Well, it
asking.
depends. Which way are you headed, my friends?
That's all I came here to say.
Oh, this is
Is there anything else?
I wish Yazul's blessing upon you, my friend, my pale, not suited to the desert friend. Be very careful of the scorpions around the oases.
Yeah.
Very deadly, and their sting is very poisonous. I give you this for free, to help you, to make sure that you will survive.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I hope you're not going to the same oasis I intend to go to next.
And I hope you don't follow us either.
Oh. Well, if you're heading to the oasis that I'm heading to, this is the way it is in the desert, my friend.
Oh, I see. Well, then I guess it can't be helped. Guess.
Exactly.
I-
See, my friend, you're starting to see how things work in the desert. What do you wish? Some nuts? Maybe some of our fruit that we collected.
No.
I overheard you. I can't stand these lies. You thought you were
overheard
being
us?
you thought you were being quiet.
When
I-
did you overhear us? You're
Does it
about to
matter?
tip your. I'm going to let you know right now. If you're going to say what you're about to say, you're going to totally tip your hat.
I mean, it was just us in the
they were whispering amongst themselves.
So what?
Okay.
It wasn't like it was like a huge room full of people.
No, exactly. There was them in one corner on the other side doing one of these numbers. Yes, my friend. I do not know. You're on the other side with Phoenix.
I
and
picture more in the center.
Right? No.
It is the same way they know Joplin potentially peed in the Oasis. People talk.
The reason they know Joplin potentially peed in there is because the innkeeper had a coronary and was shouting at him.
Never peed in the Oasis. This has all gotten out of hand.
People hear things. That's all it is.
So you're allowed to say what you want to say, though. I'm just that's a DM just giving you, letting you know.
Oh, go
Our
ahead
game
and do it.
master.
We're gonna kill him anyway.
I mean, and that's kind of where I'm going to.
Brian, when did you start hanging out with a bunch of murder hobos? This is what happens when
We're
Phoenix.
not murder hobos. We're doing everything we can, and our hands being forced.
They haven't done anything. They just came to the Oasis.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, they're just
Well,
sitting here. They're eating. They're
Ari,
doing what
is there
everybody
anything
does.
else? If not, we're done here.
I mean, I would go ahead and continue
Not to mention,
on.
I hate to say that whole exchange between Brian and the other guy would have had to gone through Ari. I didn't even think
Yeah.
about that. Yeah, because Brian doesn't speak the language.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
continue if you want to continue.
who sent you to follow us?
What? I think you maybe have been in the sun for too long or just not accustomed to it. You seem to have the heat sickness about you. We are not following you. We are coming to the Oasis.
I mean, I don't have anything that would help me. I mean, can I tell? If I do a notice roll, can I see if I can tell if I can notice he's lying to me?
You
because I know for,
want to as in D&D terms roll an insight on his ass
I mean,
and see
yeah,
if he's lying to you? Sure, why
but
not?
I know he's lying to me, so I'm just trying to like
But
tell
is he?
his. Yes.
Okay. It's like I have deemed it so he must be. You don't know that who they were talking about was you guys. Granted, there's a strong possibility it could be you guys, but it might not be you guys. You don't know.
I'm trying to call his how you can tell he's lying.
Let's see. For something like that, what do you guys think it would be? I think spirit,
Point is,
maybe.
he's never going to admit it. Like, what do you think? He's waiting for magic words. If he's a liar, he's a liar.
My concern is they're looking for the infidels that are going to disgrace their desert, and
By being in
like,
the Oasis.
and she's like, "You're looking for us."
Yeah, I mean, we don't look like we belong.
Trying to,
No, you guys stick out.
I'm not there, so I can't do anything.
No,
I could shoot a crossbow bolt across the Oasis.
you could. Yeah, you could. They're just chilling. They're not even doing anything like they're not making any, threatening gestures or move towards you. Nothing like that. They're just chilling.
I'm looking for a piece of paper, piece of parchment, piece of papyrus, or something that local that you could write on. Something's definitely
Something local. Like there's like a box on one of the palms where you can just go over and say, "Hey, look, there's papyrus."
I mean, like if it comes down to ripping off a palm leaf or something.
You could
like
do that. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, because there's palm
Ari,
leaves. Yeah.
let's leave.
Yeah.
And if they follow us, we'll deal with it.
Fine. Doesn't matter. We can do it here or there, I suppose.
We'll give them that chance to not follow us.
What language are you guys speaking in when you're doing this exchange?
Just whatever common language we have always spoken.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Shanish. Okay.
And then
I guess.
I'm ready to leave.
Yeah, we'll turn and go, I suppose.
Okay. So you guys turn and you go.
Good thing Sundar came with us.
Well, did you want
That's
Sundar to do the
no.
talking? I don't want to talk between myself.
No, I know.
The Will DM one man show.
Yeah,
Right.
right?
No.
No, Sundar was just there. He was doing one of these. He was backup.
I did not picture Sundar to be.
No, it looks
Intimidating.
as he is not.
That doesn't help anything. All right.
Yeah.
Another reason to hate Sundar. Let's go.
Okay. So you guys go back the rest of the evening. I mean, Phoenix, of course, is there's like, so What's are we gonna kill these guys, or I mean, what are we?
They
What's
just
going
kept
on?
denying and denying and denying. But I let them know if they follow us, we will kill them.
I'd like to play some mischief after dark.
What do you have in mind?
Mansoor's like, my friends, again, I will warn against such actions. I mean, this is an oasis, and if they are headed in this direction, it is not uncommon to run into people who, you know.
I want to sneak into their camp in the dead of night when they're sleeping and tuck a note into his scabbard.
Ooh.
And the note is written on one of the palm leaves here, and it'll be written in Kashem, and it'll say, "The Kuwata are watching you."
All I'm gonna do is just take my hand and cover one eye, and then just walk off.
This is good mischief, Brian. You like mischief.
What
This
is
may
Brian
turn
like?
them away from us. They give them other concerns. If they think they're being watched by their enemies, I'm just going to say,
Okay.
That's my blind eye for you, Jocelyn. That's my gift.
you shouldn't need to. This is good stuff here.
Okay. So basically, what ends up happening now is that everything's normal. It's still, you're just like, you're camping. You know what I mean? You're just hanging out by the oasis, doing what you normally would do. While that's going on, though, Joplin, when you go to do something where you're trying to find your perfect palm leaf that's not too dry, not too green, but just right, what have you, Mazina comes up to you.
Oh, God. I shoot her in the leg.
Ah! 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 And she
All right.
says, "So
Damn.
I heard what you were planning. That your friends were talking about. You want to go. I think that's a great idea. And I know for some reason you guys don't really like me all that much. But if you want, I'll take the. I'm really sneaky, and if you want, I can take it over there and do that for you."
Child, as much as I appreciate that, allow me to demonstrate why that is not necessary. And I'll cast my burrow and dissolve into the earth.
She starts screaming and she runs away. There's quicksand in the oasis! There's quicksand in the oasis! She goes running to Mansoor.
Perfect. That worked.
And she's telling everybody, but there's an area of quicksand over here. I saw it. It swallowed your friend Joplin. He's sunk it down into the earth. You must go and try and help to save him.
I'll come back up, but I'll just be there.
Okay.
If they're gonna come and run and check on,
Phoenix will let her know. He'll calm her down and he'll tell her what's going on. And she's, oh, he's a wizard. And she looks at you a little bit different from now on. Okay, so the rest of the day goes by, gets into the evening time. You know, a small fire is lit, food is prepared. Is anybody doing anything in particular? You're just gonna chill for the night?
Checking weapons and armor.
Okay, you've got it. Do you want to armor up?
Probably would be a good idea.
Okay. You could even sleep in your armor if you want. I would say it'd be just a matter. Just give me a vigor roll. Yeah, you got it. You'd be no problem whatsoever. You can sleep and be fully rested, and in your armor. So yeah, you can totally do that. Okay. All right. So the night comes down. All right. What are you gonna do here, Joplin?
I'd just like to sneak close to their camp until I'm assured that at least two of them are asleep. I imagine they'll do a watch. But if I can find a good time when two of the three of them are asleep, and I can,
which
get
is
close.
basically the way that they're doing it. One guy's up, and the other two are sleeping. Okay, so explain to me what you're going to do. And Ari, feel free to oh mistress of the night, jump in at any time.
Well, I just if I were to cast something on him and then he does the burrow, would anything happen with that?
Well, it depends. What are you planning on casting on him?
Invisibility.
Well, how long does your invisibility last?
I think it's 4 minutes.
4 minutes. How long does your how quick is your burrow?
My burrow is faster to cast now because I've
No. Not how fast to cast it. How long does it last? And how far can you move when you're under the ground?
Let me check all that. Okay, casting modifier is -2. The range is my smarts, which is a big D12, I believe. D10.
Oh, D10. Okay. Yeah, I hate how they do that. That's quite a ways, though. Probably what you would do.
And I can go 1 minute per rank.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm just trying to figure out which rank we're on.
Let's put it this way: for basically for you guys to conjunction that up, if you were to go about halfway around the oasis to this guy's camp, and then you did that magic stuff, he would be invisible.
Right.
And then,
right.
Yeah, he would still be invisible when you came up too. I mean, this is what I'm saying is basically you could give yourself enough time to complete it all, and then you'd still be able to. Now, I take it there's probably some sort of verbal command or something involved with that, or does it?
Well, you always call it the mumbo jumbo, humming.
Yeah, see, you do it. Yeah, there it is.
That's not what it is.
That is what it is. You just did it. That's obviously what you mean it is.
Oh, come on.
Humana.
But it doesn't actually say that specifically.
Okay, then there's not. So it's more of a using a superpower, whereas you just enact it because it's more of like an ability for you. So yeah, you could totally do this.
Yeah, here, let me just brink. That's the whole thing right there.
Okay. So basically, the only roll really I'm going to need to start off with would be if you guys are going to sneak your way through the vegetation of the oasis to get yourself about halfway there. And basically what that means is don't step on a rat or some shit, that squeaks really loud and gives you away. So just a regular roll.
Yeah. I could always use it twice. Use the invisibility twice, but we'll do stealth.
Well, now here's the thing. The invisibility into itself isn't really going to help with that sneaking over because this is not a matter of them seeing you because it's dark. They're not going to see you anyway. This is a matter of them hearing you as you bumble around
Fair enough.
in
Fair
there.
enough.
Yeah, that's
enough.
what that's for.
So I'll give you a stealth roll.
Yep. Ari's got hers, no problem. Oh yeah,
Shoot.
totally snatched it. Got a 10. Yeah, baby. Okay, so you guys are over there. So this is what's happening. You're going to cast invisibility, and then Joplin's going to use the burl to go over to the campsite.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see here. Where is that Grace? There it is. And I'm gonna bendy that.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Here, don't remember.
It just takes longer.
It just takes longer. You don't have to waste the Benny on this. You would just cast.
Oh, do it
round.
again.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That's only really in combat situations where that becomes an issue.
Well, shit.
Okay, so you're still casting because you roll a 1 and a 3 this time, and you're still casting because you roll a 3 and a 2. So basically,
oh my god,
2 and a 3.
Whoa.
So it doesn't look like
exceptional.
Ari remembers how to do this.
Apparently not.
She like sits down and crosses. She's like humming, and then she you can see like a little bead of sweat start to break out and humming.
Right.
Ari, that's fine.
And
It's-
there it is. It succeeds.
There it is.
And
Okay.
it succeeds well. Okay.
With a
cool.
raise, which
Alright.
does more. By
Increases
the way.
the time, right?
No, it's the penalty to notice or hit him. It is a -6 now.
Excellent. There you go. Okay.
Then
So,
I will probably not burrow in if I've got
you're just gonna go walk over there.
and try to plant it and keep my my burrow as like an emergency out if I get
Totally,
no.
you totally can do that. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and give me a stealth roll,
Another stealth roll.
and you're going to get a bonus of plus 2 to this.
All right. Well, you add +2 to.
See, there you go. Not a problem.
7.
Yeah, so you pull out with a 9, no worries. So you go and you sneak in there, and you are super stealthy. You're invisible. Now, what are you doing? Are you just gonna?
It is a tiny strip
Yeah.
of leaf that I've turned into.
This is
some
where
put-
he blows it. By the way, watch. Okay, keep going.
And
uh-huh.
I'm going to use the right language here.
Uh-huh.
Hashem,
Yes.
I want to write.
Okay, that I know. That part I know.
Kuata are watching you.
Okay, got it. Got it.
And I want to sneak it into the scabbard of the leader.
That's the
So
hard
the-
part, because to sneak it into his scabbard means you have to draw his sword.
Okay, well, what about
You could always
A boot.
lay it on the ground,
no,
which requires no rolling.
no.
Yeah, why do that?
If you want this to make an impression, he has to find this note somewhere
Okay.
they couldn't possibly have gotten.
Okay, so you tell me where you want to put it.
Again.
And I'm sure the guy who's on guard is not vigilant at all. He's got no reason to be hyper vigilant because they just had some people tell him that they were going to kill him. So I'm sure that will not come into effect at all.
Does he have a neck piece, a necklace, something, a headdress?
He's got robes on.
A robes,
Yeah, he's got robes on.
adornment, something.
Well, he's got robes. He's got robes on. I mean, you're going to start pulling his robes apart so you can look at what's beneath? I mean,
Can I?
you can try anything, bro.
I want, like I said, it's got to be impressive.
Oh, totally.
He's got to wake up and say, "How the hell did this get here?"
Right.
Can I pin it to his garments? Like
Pin
what-
it to his garment.
Why don't you put it in his mouth, like between his lips? That'd
Yeah, his mouth.
How about you just stick it in his pack?
No, that's not good enough.
Oh my god. Okay, what are you gonna pin it with? You got a bobby pin or something on you?
Well, that's,
How about you carve it onto a dagger and then just shove it in him?
Thank you, Brian.
Like, oh, surprise!
That's totally it, man. All right, so
Let's do it. Nah,
Where you-
you might, yeah, let's do it.
yeah, where are you putting it?
can I do something like that?
You tell me what you want to try and do.
I want to pin it to his chest.
Okay, I asked you how are you gonna pin it to his chest? With what? You don't like magically dip into
No,
your pocket and go, "Oh, look, I've got a pin."
Well, I mean, he did it on the paper, right? I mean,
He wrote it on
let's not-
paper. Yeah,
Let's
With
not
a
split hairs
thorn.
here.
you could slip it into his robes.
No, with a thorn. There has to be something like a cactus or some kind of prickly.
Yes, there
thing.
you go. Now that's thinking. There's a
I'm going to take
cactus
the
or-
prick of the little
Oh yeah,
off of the cactus.
excellent.
and slide it through the paper and through his garment.
Okay,
then-
yeah, okay, cool.
God damn it. I
Yeah.
hate when you get so excited.
Give me a stealth roll, and I'm gonna roll somebody's notice.
And it
I
is a
don't-
-6, I think.
Yeah. Because I did the
The
invisibility.
-6, yes, to notice him. To notice his sleeping buddy with his clothes being moved around, it's still going to be hard. But that's why I said this comes in. At least he gave up on sticking it in the scabbard. All right, cool. You got a 7. Let's roll, my man. 4. You succeed.
Yeah.
Damn right I do.
Yeah.
Good, good.
Gotta play the dice more. Come on.
Then I am going to tippy toe away.
Mhm. All right, not a problem. I'll just let you get back. That's okay. All right, so you get back feeling all sneaky-licious and all devilish, and aha! I did it. I was ingenious too. I didn't have a pin. You know what I did? I took a thorn off of a cactus. That's what I did.
He's probably telling me this on the way back too.
I am.
Oh, he
Yeah,
totally is. You kidding me?
Adrenaline just skyrocketed.
100% he is. 100%. Okay, so now that everybody's back, is anybody else doing anything during the evening? Nope.
This is-
No, yeah.
Okay. What was that? That's what I want right there. Okay. All right, cool. So with that being said, what we're going to do is we're going to take our quick break, and then we'll come back, see what happens in the morning when these poor Quilisti tribesmen that were threatened with death
Don't
wake
even.
up with what? That's what happened. I'm just stating what
I
happened.
never said we'd kill you, did I?
No, but Ari did.
No, I didn't.
I don't think she did either.
She didn't? Oh, I thought she did.
I was just talking about another confrontation. I wasn't talking about killing.
Yeah,
He
so
told us
basically,
not to follow us.
it was all right. Let me rephrase that. When they were insinuated with violence. But anyway, I
They
did.
told us that they took careful of the scorpions.
He
They're
was
playing-
being nice. He said, "Hey, man, there's scorpions around here. You better be careful of them."
Yeah, okay.
Granted, he did it in a snotty kind of way, but
No, that's
it was still.
thinly veiled. Thinly veiled.
There you go.
And one of the reasons I didn't actually want to burrow.
Yeah, you don't want to run into those scorpions, man.
Who knows what
Yeah,
you would do?
it's true.
Yeah.
I'm a dick like that. It's totally
You are.
true. All right, everybody, we'll be back really quick. So hold on, and then we'll find out what happens in just a few moments.
I know.
All right, hey, everybody, we're back. And we just learned some alarming news.
Alarming, astonishing. This could break the internet.
Alarming. I don't know. This could tank our minimal. ratings
I
as it
wouldn't
is.
mention it. I wouldn't say
I
a
have
single
to.
thing.
You can't not mention it. You can't.
You
I've
should
got-
really
We
put her
found
down.
out during the break. Don't you go anywhere, Grace. We found out
Blast. Put on blast.
during the break that Grace has never seen one Star Wars movie. Not one. Not any of them. How
Can you
about that?
imagine? Can you imagine sitting down to watch this movie with her, and the first thing, or she's like, "Why does it say episode 4?
I mean, yeah.
Why? I thought we were going to start at number 1." Be like, "No, you don't want to start with number 1. Nobody starts with episode 1."
I guess now though you would have to, right?
You know what I would start with? I would start with Rogue One and then go right into Star Wars,
Yeah, start on a high note.
because the end of Rogue One. Well, the end of Rogue One is the very beginning of Star Wars anyway, but also the end of Rogue One is where you see Darth Vader as a real badass.
That's true.
So leading into Star Wars with
Yeah.
that impression,
There you go. All
you
right.
get a different Star Wars movie.
We're getting it down. I'm gonna call William. We'll get it all set up.
Billy.
And-
Billy
And
William.
again, as flawed as the Rogue One might be, I think that's where we got to start from now on.
Yeah, but Rogue One was good. It was good.
I liked it.
Yeah.
Star Wars, internet shit all over it, but
Of
come on.
course. Well, that's all right. All right, so hey everybody, we're back. And now after that bomb I dropped, let's get back into the story. So you guys are there. You're at the Oasis. Joplin went over and did his little subterfuge.
Oh, I am getting up at dawn the next day just in case, because I want to be able to listen for this one across the Oasis.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna try and like pray again to Pyridon.
No,
Just
fuck that. I just want to be able
Okay.
to hear when these
All right,
guys
cool.
wake up.
Well, that night, as you guys are there, are we doing the same order of the people? The way I had it, it was Ari, Joplin, Phoenix, Mansoor, Sunder, and Brian is how
Yes.
the order went. Okay, so we got.
That works.
Okay, who wants to roll me a d6?
Oh shit.
Yeah.
We're
Fucking-
running out of options.
Tony does. Because,
No, but I already rolled. I got the 20, so I think
Fair
it's
enough.
I think it's Jonathan's turn.
Brian did it. We got a 1.
Fuck!
First place, right?
Yep. It's early in the night. Okay, first watch. Ari, as you're sitting there contemplating your lot in life, these newfound powers that have been coming on you with the ability to hear at distances people that you concentrate on and seeing in the dark, you're definitely starting to feel more of a kinship to the night and to the darkness. It's starting to feel more comfortable than when you're out in the daylight, and especially here in this desert because everything's so fucking bright. It's like you're definitely not enjoying it. And as you sit there, you tend to notice that there's like a mist that's coming up off of the oasis. You don't really pay much attention to it. The sky is clear. There's a bazillion stars out, and the moon is not full, but it's got a nice sliver to it there, illuminating the oasis and having its silvery light played off of it. And as you're sitting and you're watching, the mist gets thicker, and it starts to rise and rise, and it's starting to creep out into the foliage of the oasis around you, the foliage around the oasis. And it gets to a point now where it's gotten the mist is to the point where you can't see the other side of the oasis now, and it gets even thicker to the point where you can just make out your friends sitting around in your camp around you now. It has gotten that thick.
Well, shoot. Let's see what I can do. I can't do anything. Who was the next? Just so I know on the
Joplin.
Oh, is it me?
Yeah, you're second in line. You had an opportunity to say I don't want to do that, but you agreed. Images of people reading your notes, dancing through your head.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'd go ahead and wake up Sundar because fuck him and he can do fire.
Okay. So
I had fire too at one point.
you go and you wake up Sundar. Yes. Oh, Ari, what is the problem? And he like gets up and he pretty much automatically notices the
Right.
mist, and he's like, oh, I wonder if this is normal. Perhaps we should wake up Mansoor.
Yeah, true. That's probably a smarter idea.
Okay. Go over and you wake up Mansoor. And Mansoor, after you get him up, he's like, oh, this mist. My friends, this mist is not normal. We must have... I did not think that Joplin did pee in the oasis. Did he desecrate the desert? Has he angered the gods in some sort of way? Is there anything I should know? This is definitely not normal, my friend.
Joplin is full of mischief, but I don't think he's the cause behind this.
Huh. Well, it is a good thing that you've awoken me, my friend. We will definitely need more eyes to watch about. Sundar and myself will help keep watch. And he tells, basically what he ends up doing is he tells Sundar, go ahead and go back to sleep. He'll wake him up for like a second half watch, and Mansoor's going to stay up for to help like the first couple of people do their watch, to have an extra set of eyes on everything. And the camels are kind of little. They're not like totally wigging out, but they definitely seem to be a little bit antsy due to this mist. Okay. So the Joplin, you get woken up by Ari, and you come and you notice this mist all around you.
Making a note in the chat that I did not pee in the oasis.
Well, it's a good thing that the NPCs can't read that.
I will, however, wonder if I successfully talked Phoenix into being in the Oasis, because this is not normal.
You look over at Phoenix.
Yeah, is he safe, sound asleep
Yeah, he's sleeping. He's
with his bird?
Yeah, his bird's actually like perched up on top of him, got its head all down low and stuff, its beak underneath a wing.
You ever seen anything like this, Ray? Not gonna talk to Fog.
And
Miss.
So you start talking to Ray. Ray like, and he like hops down, starts bouncing around. Ray will bounce over to you.
Do you recognize this?
Recognize.
Yeah. Fog.
Fog.
Mist.
Mist. Starts bopping around you and stuff.
The bird doesn't know nothing.
Okay, so if you guys don't do anything, you go back to sleep. This will be the order of things. People get woken up. They get to the watch. The mist is there. By the time it comes to Sunder had a regular watch anyway, but when it comes time for Sunder and he gets woken up, he's as it gets later, the mist starts to thin. Okay, it's definitely past the halfway point of the night. So essentially, Phoenix takes a little bit longer of a watch. Everybody takes pretty much a longer of a watch. Is basically what ends up happening because it disrupts the order. But by the time Brian's woken up, because Brian's going to be the person who takes the last watch, the mist is gone. Through the night, it thinned out to the point where it appeared that it receded back into the oasis itself, to the point where, and then it's just the oasis and the night, and then it's the next day. It's the sun starts to come up and what have you, and there you go. So everybody's up and about and at it. What are you guys doing?
I think listening pretty intently to hear camp across the way.
Don's taking some shots at you.
Is he? Good. Don always takes shots. That's okay. If he wasn't, then I'd be worried. So you're gonna do what, Ari?
Just listen for across the way.
Yeah, that's
okay.
That's what I got up early for too.
Go. Okay. Are
Bacon,
you
eggs,
using your power? You mean to listen across the way?
Yeah.
Okay, so give me one of those spirit rolls.
And I want to sit next to her and be like, "Tell me what you hear. Tell me what you hear."
I got 7.
Excellent. You don't hear anything.
At all? Like what? Like if I moved on to the next camp, nothing still?
You don't. Yeah, you're concentrating that area over there. You're looking, and as the sunlight of the morning starts to get brighter, and it chases away the shadows and what have you. Because remember, you guys could see their camp across the oasis, and looking across the oasis this time, you can see their camp is over there still. With their stuff, and you can see their bodies and whatnot. They're lying on the ground.
Cool.
Oh,
I'm sure they're 100% okay.
I'm going to be disappointed if nobody gets my joke.
You did, and that's all that matters. You had so much fun doing that.
I'm an audience of one.
So I'm not in Twitch chat. Was that something Twitch chatting?
No, that's just
I
Tony.
don't know.
Okay, sure.
So yeah, okay. So you're picking up nothing from over there, and you know that it's working.
Yeah. I would go ahead and just tell the camp I don't hear anything from over there. The mist last night.
Yes, my friends, that is very. Maybe a djinn visited us during the night.
I'm sorry. There was a what now?
A djinn.
They got drunk on gin?
No, it is a spirit, my friends. A spirit of
Yes,
the desert.
it's a spirit.
No,
It's
my friend,
wind.
not that type of spirit. It is a being.
I don't understand you.
And he turns around and he looks at Brian. I think a jinn maybe had visited us last night, my friend.
Since when did a mythical creature visit us? I woke up, I took my shift, nobody said anything.
There
about
was. They did not tell you, my friend. There was mist. The entire camp and the oasis was covered in a thick mist to the point where we could not see beyond the camp. I'm
Oh,
surprised they did not tell you this when they woke you up.
Well, I don't think they needed to. I mean, we're in an oasis. There's water and heat. The exchange of energy does create a type of
Oh,
fog.
but this is very thick, very thick. I've never seen a mist this thick before, my friend. Yes.
All right. Ari, you said there's no sound over there. And Jocelyn, do you see anything from here?
No, but
Whoa.
do we got to go check for bodies now?
I'm going.
No, wait. Before you go, make sure there's no one else around. You don't want to get blamed for this.
Whether we get blamed wrongly, well, actually, no, we will be blamed wrongly no matter what we do. I think I've come to accept that already.
I'm trying to help you avoid that,
Well, there's no one else here but us, my friends. I mean, dude.
That means we killed them.
Oh, none of us did it. We were all here last night.
Let's not jump to conclusions. I'm heading over there now. I'll be back in a minute.
Okay. Sunder will go with you. He says, I'll come with you, my friend.
Check, see if
Okay.
my note's still there.
I don't know what you're talking about. Okay. So you go over to the camp, and as you get closer, you can see, okay, they're just, it looks like as if they're all just laying there sleeping, but as you get closer, you see the dark stains of the pooled blood underneath where each and every one of them are.
Hmm.
And then when you come into the camp, you can see that all of them have had their throats slit.
Crazy.
I just use a thing to.
And the last thing you knew was that Joplin went over there in the middle of the night.
I didn't see
Invisible
the
in
Oasis either.
conjunction with the Mistress of the Night to take care of the problem.
See it there, bots. I'm not going to touch anything. This requires all of us to be here for it. So I'll go get the rest of them.
Okay, so
Let them know
Mansoor.
that they're dead.
Oh, they're dead. I knew it. How did they die?
You need to see for yourself.
Okay, so everybody
I
will
would-
go over there. I'm
Yeah.
assuming, right? Okay, you go over, and yeah, you can tell that all of their throats were slit.
While they were sleeping.
It appears so, yes.
So
Was
their
it-
clothes are good.
Well, they're blood stained,
Well,
And-
not if they were laying down, they were sleeping.
and the blood just pooled around them. So
Are
like
they
you
still
roll
dead?
them, it's all blood on the back, or on their side.
Or on sand.
I mean, that's true. It's not as bad as it could be, but there's definitely they're bloodied
Mm.
clothes. I mean, you can
Well,
take them
well-
and wash them if you want.
Would it
Was it-
benefit us to look like them? Would it give us?
Well, sorta, I guess. I mean, it depends on the situation. I mean, if you look like Kulisti and you run into the Kuata, well, that's not really going to help. If you run into more Kulisti, well, they're going to expect you to be Kulisti. So, and we all know your acting abilities are spot on. So I guess it would work.
I'll leave them to that. I want to know,
accents.
were their throats slit or clawed?
Aha. So who does anybody have a discernible skill? If not, then
I
I have a survival skill.
Oh, Ari, you have medicine, don't you? Healing?
Oh,
You got healing.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you would be able to determine without a doubt if you're going to inspect them. God, good lord, girl. You cannot roll worth the shit.
I got a 5. Okay, I bennied it.
Okay.
I
can I use
agree. I
healing
can't.
as well?
Yeah, you can roll. It would just be an unskilled check.
I think he
Oh,
has
you got healing. Yeah, you can
I
totally
do.
tell. Yeah, without a doubt. These guys had their throats slit. It's not a ragged cut. It is a clean cut. by something that would be very sharp.
All right. I relay that to people that there's something razor thin.
I think there's something bigger at play that's making sure we make it inside the desert.
I guess so, my friends. We should bury them at least, and get their
Check
bodies.
see if my note's still there.
I will.
Who are you asking?
Anybody? I'm just yelling over. Check the.
I thought you went over with everybody else. Did you not?
I'll go over then.
Okay, I thought you went over because everybody else did.
I know they're going to be dead for some reason. It's just one of those things.
It's the As Your Brotherhood all over again.
Right? I mean,
It's like there's a hobo spirit following us. Dissatisfied with our lack of blood.
I'll
it
check
is.
the bodies for anything.
All of their possessions are with them.
Okay, what do they have? Coins, information.
Between the three of
letters.
them, I'll say that they have about 12 copper. So
Nice, they're rolling in dough.
they each. Well, yeah, that's actually a decent amount of money. They all had they had tulwars, which I'm not sure if you're familiar with what those are. It's like a bigger version of a scimitar. You know,
Okay.
it's not like
Falchion?
the. You know, it's not. Yeah, it would be more similar to a falchion kind of make, but it is still designed to be one-handed. Okay.
Sure.
Are any of them bloody?
Nope. They're all in their scabbards too, and they have daggers, and then they have their camels are still there. They each had a camel.
Strange.
We could use the camels.
Yes.
What?
Well,
Mansoor's like, we should definitely, my friends, we should definitely take all of their belongings. We should not leave these here, and we should bury these men properly.
I'm gonna
Did
take a
they
look
have
at
any-
Mansoor.
I'm sorry?
I'm taking a look at Mansoor. He seems to always have an idea. That's very interesting.
Well, it's his job. He's your guide.
Any information, instruction, orders, parchments, anything?
Nope. Nothing of the sorts. You know, they've got some dice, and one guy's got a set of leather cards, and, you know, just your you know, odds and ends sort of stuff. You know, they've got stuff for camping and blankets, and, you know, they've got some pots and, you know, things like that. But that's about it. Not much else. So Mansoor will set about digging graves, and okay, Phoenix helps too and whatnot. And so to get the graves dug, you get them put into the graves and bury them up. Mansoor tells you it's important to you know, not leave dead bodies about, because that's how you get ghouls. So, you know, and he actually, when he puts them in the grave, he, you know, says some words over them. He recites a Yazul prayer for the dead. It's like, it is, you know, he tells you, it's not my faith, but I know of it. It's a pretty common prayer for those who have passed on. And yeah, you get 3 more camels, and you get their gear and water skins and stuff. He says, you know, that this is a bonus, you know, for you guys to have these things. So, and then, you know, of course, the camels drink, and get their full and their fill. So, okay.
And I mean, I don't know. If I bend down and look at, like, are their eyes open or closed?
Closed.
They are closed. Okay.
Which would tell you somebody closed them.
Well, I mean, at least one of them would have been on.
Well, let's put it this way.
Watched.
Well, not just that. If you're sleeping and somebody begins to cut your throat,
Oh, true.
you're going to wake up. You
Sure.
know, even if it is just for that. You know.
Fair
But,
enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it looks like, you know, their eyes have been closed.
And then, I mean, can I tell any other kind of like ritualistic?
No, nothing ritualistic about these killings at all. They appeared that they were very quick, though. because and you can't tell who died first or what have you. You're assuming the one guy who was kind of because they were all like laid down, okay. Like the one guy though, it appears like he could have maybe slid over from a sitting position onto his side, but
Yeah.
they're all lying down, so or were.
Where's Mazima?
Mazima. She's with Phoenix.
Digging a hole.
No, Phoenix doesn't want her to see the bodies and whatnot, so she goes back to the other camp.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Okay, well,
Okay.
I don't know what else I do.
All right. So everybody else, you guys get all packed up and you head out on the way. And so you're heading towards the fourth and final of the oases. So who wants to give me the D20 roll this time? I just need one because Joplin got the net on the weather, so we're good about that.
Am I? I can't. What
Sure.
are we doing? 20?
Yep.
If I could do it.
You have got to be kidding me. Do you only roll the same numbers on the same dice all the time?
That's another 3, folks.
She rolled another 3.
I can't. Why?
Okay.
Oh my god.
All right. So you guys head out. You start traveling. You're traveling for the again, it takes you essentially roughly a week to get to this next oasis, and you don't really have any problems until you get close to the oasis. And when you start getting close to the oasis, the first thing that you notice is there's a lot of tracks, and Mansoor starts pointing this out that there's obviously somebody at this oasis. And you have Ari to thank for that. So, and it's like there are some tribesmen here. He's like we have extra water now because of the camels and whatnot that we'd gotten off of the Zolisti, and he recommends that you guys just wait a couple of days, and then hopefully whoever was at the oasis has moved on, and he can try and find a place. Now, as you guys moved through the desert this last time, as you went from this last oasis, which was the third, it has changed. Remember before, after the second oasis, the rockiness started to become intermittent sand with rock. When you move from this last oasis to the you're moving towards this final one, it has become all sand. So it's just
Right.
hills and hills of dunes. And he tells you that he can try and he'll be able to find a spot for you guys to camp. Because even out here in these oases, there will be rocks that are beneath that eventually will come up to the top, but you have to search for them, or they might be just below where the sand is, so that that won't shift out. Because that's the big thing, not having the sand shift out from underneath you. So that's Mansoor's recommendation. Because the amount of tracks that he's seen and whatnot is, it looks like a tribe. So you say it could be anywhere from 12 to maybe 24 people.
But he doesn't know who.
No, he can't tell from the tracks who it might be. They say it could be Kulisti, it could be the Kawada. He's not sure.
Well, you are the guide.
Yeah.
I think your ideas are better than what we currently have.
Okay. So you guys go ahead, and he'll find an area, and you'll bed down to camp for a couple of days. The tents are erected at this time, so this is where the tents are definitely coming into play, because you'll be camping during the day. So it's good to keep the sun off of you and what have you. So those days go by, and Who wants to roll me a d20? Tony, you got this now?
I got one loaded. here,
Okay.
so.
Let's see what you got, brother. A 4.
That's not much better. Thank God.
No, it's not. So it comes down to the end of the 2 days, and what his recommendation is, Mansour's, is that he should go up and go take a look at the oasis, okay, and see if people are still there. What is what? And if everybody agrees, that's what he'll do. He'll go and he'll do that.
I say we let him.
Yeah, he's the ideas guy.
Fly, Mansour, fly.
Well, he's also the guy who knows the desert, so he'll do that. So
He thinks he's the one to go.
yeah, and so basically he goes and leaves and is gone the majority of the day, to the point where you guys are kind of maybe worrying a little bit, and he comes back actually when it's getting towards sundown, and he says, "Oh, my friends, I have there are Kuwata at the oasis, and they have not left yet, but it's not uncommon for these tribes to spend some time at the oasis. I was hoping that maybe they would pass on, but who knows how long they might be staying there."
Does anybody have a piece of parchment? Something that's just a little strip of paper that I can, or I'll find a leaf somewhere.
You're not going to find a leaf anywhere out here right now. But what's his bucket? Sundar, he's got journals and stuff like that. He can give you parchment.
I just need a strip. I'm gonna write Kulisti are watching you.
No, my friend, I
Chef.
I don't think that is.
Oh, trust me, this is gonna be a lot of fun.
Well,
I'm just gonna roll it up and keep it on me until I have an opportunity to use it.
And Mansour, my recommendation is that we won't be able to survive without the water. It's all there is to it. We've already spent 2 days of depleting our reserves. The only other choice we have is to go back to the oasis where we left.
I have a great idea for how
we
to
can
make
go
a
down.
move.
We can go and pay them, and see if they're susceptible to taking payment to allow us to ensure the good behavior. The tribes of the desert of the Vezin, they wish to have coin for the ability to purchase things from the cities as much as anyone else. That would be my recommendation, my friends.
And yes, we've got plenty of coin, but that's not our way.
And this is where where Phoenix pipes up and he goes, "Yeah, so like, what's our way? Like, you're gonna push me in there and have me punch a bunch of people? I don't think so. I mean, I've got coin. I've been learning how to count too, so I'll be willing to pay."
I think this little note can scare them off or get them in a panic and get them moving. Let's sneak the note in there. Pin it to somebody's chest.
I'm not doing this again.
Well, it was a good idea last time. It killed them all.
Yeah, no doubt, huh? No doubt. I should totally let that happen. You sneak in there, you pin it to his chest. Then you guys go. It's like he's like, they're all dead. Their throats were slit. It must have been Joplin that did it.
I've learned how this works.
Yep. But I mean, that is Mansour's recommendation. But I mean, whatever you guys want to try and do, it is your choice.
It seems foolish being this close to water to go away from it. Water. So if we have to buy it, we have to buy it.
I agree, my friend. I mean, I cannot say how they might act. They might be totally friendly to us, and we would have no problems.
Don't let Phoenix negotiate for the water.
Okay.
Keep him from
But,
speaking if you can.
Some coin could buy a lot of, camaraderie. What do you feel? What do you think?
Oh, about camaraderie?
I just want to know how you wish to proceed, my friends.
I mean,
We have two choices. We can go back to the oasis we came from.
We can't go back.
we need
So-
to press forward.
We either be diplomatic and lose coin, or actually, I think that's the only option.
Very well.
Yeah.
How much coin do you think this will need?
To ensure that there are no misunderstandings, several silver.
Do you think they'd take the girl?
Yeah, that's not happening.
just
Phoenix
just
says
ask.
as he reaches in, he takes one of his gauntlets and puts it on and puts the other gauntlet on.
Come on, dude, she's
But yeah, he says a couple silver should do it.
I mean,
Unfortunately, I think that's the only way, everyone.
yes.
all right. We'll offer him a couple of silver and the girl.
He tightens them. He tightens the gauntlets. Okay. All right. So you guys all go down and ride into to this oasis. As you start to make your way down into where it's at, this oasis is a little bit smaller than the last one that you were at. And you see that there's tents and from just eyeballing it as you guys are coming in, there appears to be roughly about, I don't know, maybe 15 or so roughly of these Kuata tribesmen. So it's a smallish tribe. It's not really big, but they don't tend to get really big. It's like 24 is considered a big one. So maybe I guess this would be considered medium. And a couple men come out to greet you. And if you guys, do one of you want to do the talking, or?
No, well, this is our guide's idea, so I'll let him do it.
Okay, so Mansoor will go and he'll do the talking, and essentially they exchange pleasantries and praise be with you, and may Izul look kindly upon you, blah blah blah, so forth and so on, and they say welcome to the oasis, and they talk for a little bit, and they start exchanging like information. Excuse me. And Mansoor tells them about what happened at Vunderval and how the Kulisti and the Kuata that were there, and that there were some men that were there, and he's letting them know because I don't know how close a relation these might, and they seem really happy with the fact that he relayed this information to them, so much to the point where he never even actually brings up payment to them. And he doesn't pay, and you guys are allowed down into the oasis area, and he basically tells them that you are essentially crazy people from the north looking for ancient civilizations buried underneath the sand, which there are, ancient temples and stuff, and that's what he tells them as far as why you guys are here. And so basically that goes out without a hitch. There's not a problem with that. That evening, even to the point where you're invited to dine with them as a whole at the oasis, and you will find out that this Kuata tribe is planning on staying around here for like about another week before they head out into the desert again on their way. So. Yeah, but these guys, they're not. They're fine. They don't have any ill intentions towards you or whatnot. And Mansoor tells you guys on the sly that pretty much as well. He says they're kind of a little bit ticked about the fact that there's just foreigners in their desert, but not to the point where they want to, cross swords with you about it. Especially after Mansoor tells them about what happened at the other oasis, because that information is important, and so that information can be passed on. So they're grateful for that part of it, as it is. Okay, so basically, you guys stay there for a day, roughly, and then you get all resupplied and readied up, and they all bid you farewell and so forth, and you head back out into the desert.
Before I leave, can I slip that note into somebody's bag?
You're such an ass. You can try.
Yeah,
Are you going to try and get the help of Grace to make you invisible?
No, I just want to do a little stealth,
sneaky?
a little sleight of hand, a little
Okay. So
reverse
just
pickpocketing.
2 things.
Huh?
You're gonna give me a stealth roll, and you're gonna give me a thievery roll.
Stealth and thievery.
Stealth and thievery.
Thievery.
I have
I
them
thought you
both.
said fever. That was weird.
It's got the fever.
All right, stealthy first. That's
Yep. Stealth first.
Hell yeah.
15. That is
Hell
so
yeah.
damn good. I'm
Hell
not
yeah.
even gonna make you roll
I'll
on the
make you
thievery
roll.
part of it. And here's the thing: you don't just get it into somebody's baggage or whatever. You get it into who's obviously their hetman, their chief. You get it in his tent. And you get it in there right before you guys leave and head out.
That's what I'm talking about.
Excellent. There you go. Those poor people. Okay, so you guys head out into the desert now, and as you start heading out into the desert, Mansoor starts actually conversing with Ari quite a bit. He's constantly asking to see the map. He wants to see the map again, and he's constantly, because as you guys leave this last oasis and you're heading out into the desert, it's all starting really to look the same to you guys, to the point where you're actually thinking, if Mansoor wasn't here, or if something were to happen to Mansoor, you're not sure if you would know which direction to go in to even get back to the last oasis you were at.
I can shoot him in the leg.
And he starts looking at it, and at the end of that first day, he's like, well, my friends, according to your map, we are on the edge of wherever this is. And tomorrow we will head further in, hoping to find something. I hope. How long do you wish to travel around here looking for? Do you have an idea of what you're going to be looking for? Is there something that we should be trying to find?
Ari, I believe this one's for you.
I have full confidence that what will need to be seen, what we'll need to find, will be seen.
Very well. Yeah, that really helped him. So, all right.
No idea. I mean, honestly.
No, that's cool. I mean, yeah, I love how you tried to be sly and make it sound like you, instead of just going, I got no clue, you tried to be all like smooth about it. I am fully confident we will see whatever we need to see.
Yeah, we're just about to venture into the most dangerous part of the desert without any idea of where we're going.
Yes, and it has gotten a lot hotter. Now you know why you weren't going to be wearing the armor now, because during the day it is hot. You guys are just miserably hot, and the without the, like, so hot to the point where you're like, man, I want to take off these robes. And Mansoor's like, no, my friends, you must endure the heat this way. For you to take off these robes would be sure death for you. You would lose, for one, your moisture would go off of you quicker than it could be replaced. And the sun would be unforgiving and would burn you to a crisp. No. And so that first day, at the end of it, you make camp. You're just on the dunes. The next morning, it starts heating up like super, because it gets cold during the night. It gets really cold. And then that next day, same thing. You start traveling around, and all you see is just dunes and dunes and dunes. What I need everybody to do is give me a spirit roll.
All right. Well,
Brian, do you know what yours is right offhand? I can do a roll for you. The Joplin got a 10.
Probably
I did get a 10
All right, let's just do you a D8.
because my
D6.
spirit is a D4.
Okay, cool. You got and you got a 7 on that. Joplin got it too, and so did Ari. And I'm just gonna say that. Okay, so basically what happens is on that second day, you guys are going out. You're marching on the dunes. You're going up. You're going down. You're starting to think this is a bad idea.
I mean, I've been thinking about that like 4 oases ago.
This is a really bad idea. You guys are going to just be out here trudging around for a while, and you're going to have to just go back because you don't see shit. And then
Oh,
the nuggets each and every one of you wears, you start to feel it heat up again. And it takes a little while to notice it because you guys are so uncomfortably hot already to begin with. And you notice that at one point, Mansoor's like leading you in one way, and then he's like, okay, we're going to go this way now. And so, because he's like basically just like doing a zigzag pattern out here, trying to find whatever it is that he's sure he'll know when he sees it. And you notice at one point, as it starts to heat up, he takes one of those zags, and you guys start shifting and moving in a different direction. And as you start moving in this other direction, you notice that it starts to cool down in its heat. And then he goes and he gets to another direction, and he turns, starts going back. You notice it starts to heat up again. Okay, is anybody going to tell Mansoor anything about this?
Yeah. I'm all for a game of hot and cold.
Okay. So basically that's what it is. It's a game of, you can tell that these nuggets that you have are letting you know you're getting like close. So it's sort of like, like aliens. Beep, 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 beep. But it's just and it gets to a point where it's like where it was that one time where it's like almost unbearable, but it's like right on that edge, which is really, really uncomfortable. But it starts to like vibrate a little, and you feel like you know that you're on top of it, because once you go past a certain point, it starts to stop. It starts to slacken. So you turn back around, you go, and you like, okay, here we are. And it's a huge, there's
Nothing.
just dunes everywhere. Everywhere you guys look, there's nothing but dunes.
Well, it's not where we currently are, but this is the place. And I'm going to look up in the sky and just hope there's something above us.
You look up, and there's that big old burning ball of pure and fiery sun. Ah, yes. Oh, yes. But as you guys are doing that, and you're looking around, and you're again starting to feel, oh my God. So Phoenix gets down off of his camel, and like Mansoor does too, just to stretch and to just be off the camel for a while as you guys walk around in this sand. And Phoenix goes to crest a dune, starts walking up. And as he gets to like almost where the apex of this one dune is, he starts hollering, guys! And you guys look at him, and all you see is him start to sink into the sand.
I'm going to run for him and try to grab him.
I can do that too.
Okay. All right. So Tony's mocking him while Brian runs up to try and help him. Brian, you start getting up there, and you notice that he's sinking like quick. He just, and as you get right up to him, you see that basically it's just his hand sticking out.
sorry, I would have run up with him too, and I would have.
Okay,
As
no,
I'm
that's
running,
fine.
probably laughing at Joplin.
Okay, so you're getting up there. You're running really quick as well, and basically, you're starting to sink in too, Brian.
So I go
Oh,
ahead and
geez.
start
Well.
casting Entangle on Phoenix.
Okay, go ahead and give me the roll.
God
Oh,
fucking
double
it.
twos, baby! Woohoo! Okay, Phoenix sinks below the sands. Unless are you gonna like try and grab those hands, Brian? Or
I
you
will.
just-
Yeah.
Okay.
Just dive right for him.
Okay, so you grab his hands, and you start going down quicker because he's got the weight of him pulling on you, and he's just getting sucked into the sand. You're trying to grab some footing to try and help pull him out, and it's like everywhere you place your foot, all it does is it's not like the shifting sand that you're used to from walking around out here in the dunes. You put your foot down, and it just keeps going, and Brian and Phoenix are about to disappear beneath the sand. You got one more thing to do there. All right, you gonna try and cast here still?
Right on.
Are you gonna spend a Benny?
Obviously.
Because otherwise, it's another round. Is what we need to.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, you can either.
No, I wouldn't spend a Benny on this one. Whoa. But I'm going to cast it again.
You continue to cast it, is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
So okay, so you don't get it to go off in the first round, and it doesn't matter. Even though you fail on the second round with a 3 and a 1, they both disappear beneath the sand.
Yeah, so I'm gonna Benny this one.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't know if it's gonna actually help anything.
2, 3.
I'm so sick of these dice.
Whew.
Why
Is that
why
really
is
your-
he
is
still
your-
casting a 4?
Why is your spell casting a D4? I just was going to say that.
Oh, that's not right.
You're not rolling the right stuff.
Oh, well. Okay, let me do that.
Brian and I both noticed at the same time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'll have to figure out what's going on with my entangle.
Okay, so basically, we're going to say that's the first roll.
Okay.
The one you just
so
rolled,
would
the 6, the one that's a success with the 5 and a 3. Okay,
Yeah.
so what happens here? Basically, when this spell goes off, you've got Phoenix's hand sticking out of the sand. His head is beneath the sand currently. All that's anything that's sticking up is his hands. You got
Right.
Brian holding onto those hands, and he's about waist in at this point when you do this.
I mean, I guess I would probably try to just get up there quicker and pull as hard as I can. Just the tangle was the intention of it was just slow the movement because it's kind of staying still. So
Okay.
Phoenix can't go any farther theoretically.
So you're having the shadows like grab onto the hands and all this.
Right?
other
Yeah,
stuff?
yeah, like around his wrists.
Okay,
yeah.
so basically they have him and they're keeping him from going any further in at this
Yeah.
point in time. But now you're starting to sink into the sand.
Yeah.
And Brian has now gone in up to his chest. And you're really not holding on to Phoenix for anything at this point in time. It's just the shadows.
Right. Right.
Ugh.
Okay, so now Phoenix is beneath the sand. Brian's hands are the only thing that is up. Your shadows were pulled down into the sand with it. They have hold of them, but they went
Yeah.
down into the sands. You are waist deep in this sand.
Thundar, Lancer, we
Um.
we got problems. Quicksand.
There's no such thing as quicksand out here, my friend. I do not know what's happening to them. But obviously,
Well, hearing
don't
that,
go
I'd
up
probably
there.
let it happen. Hearing that, I'd let it happen.
Okay, and then all three of you are pulled under the sand. Hey, Joplin, what are you doing?
Well, where'd they go?
They were swallowed by the sands, my friend. This is very odd. I've never seen this happen before. I mean, the sands can shift, but there's more sand beneath it. It's I don't know.
All right, I'll go take a look.
Excellent. You get pulled under the sand too.
God damn it.
Excellent. So what happens is And I'm
All
just
of us
gonna-
suffocate and die.
yes.
You-
So next,
Keep
so over between now and the next game, you need to make new characters. They need to be Kulisti or the Kuatatrice.
I can do this.
So what happens here is, and I'm just going to give the description of what happens to Brian. Okay, so and essentially just equate it to everybody else. You're there and you're trying to pull and all this, and it's almost as there's nothing there. You're just plunging through, and it just envelops you. You get a breath of air, and then you close. You have to shut your eyes because there's just sand all around you, and the sand's going up your nose and it's in your ears. And you feel for sure that you're going to drown in the sand. But at the same time, you feel as if you're being pulled through it, almost as if some sort of force. It's not as if a hand or anything is on you, but it's almost as if you're being suctioned down. And as you fall through the sand, and you can feel it all around you, you can feel it scraping against you, and then your feet, you can feel that there's no purchase, no other sand around them, and you shoot out into void, and you fall. Give me an agility check.
Yeah. Oh.
All of us.
Yeah, go ahead. All you guys can too.
Let's see. Agility check will be a D something.
I got a 5 and a 3.
Got 5 and a 2.
Okay. Do you know what your die is right offhand?
It's a horrible 4.
Okay. Here, I'm just going to roll some damage, and then we'll see what happens. It's probably going to be nothing.
Let's
Okay, 3. So you're good. You get the wind knocked out of you is all. It's not enough to
Oopsie.
really do anything.
Sorry.
And Ari, for some reason, casts Entangle on you while you're falling. So what happens now is
Oh, well, there you go.
all of you seem to just get... You come out of the sand, but you come out of the sand in a void, and you're falling. And now you feel like you're falling in open air. Now, Brian, Joplin, Phoenix see nothing but pitch black. You can't see anything. Ari, you see that you've just been shot out of a ceiling in a cave that is very small and rocky, and you land, all of you, on this rocky ground, and it's almost as if there is a bubble, and the bubble is keeping, if you can imagine being in the center of a bubble that is under an ocean of sand, or say like glass, a glass bubble. So you can see the sand all around you, and you can see the rock on the ground that which you guys landed, and you can see that this bubble leads forward towards a stone building with stairs that go down into a darkened interior, and this stone temple is in disrepair and ruins and crumbling, and that's where we're gonna end.
There we go.
I was hoping for more mischief.
More? Oh my God! It's like all you know, and people wonder why. Hey, who's that guy you're reading about now?
Kekkonen?
Kekkonen. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I wonder why Kekkonen is coming to your life.
Absolutely inspirational.
Of course. All right, everybody. Hey, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Tales of a Savage Land. We appreciate it. Unfortunately, we did not have Dylan, who plays Phoenix, here this evening. But he did what he was supposed to do. He kept Mazine. Let's see, now you got me not knowing how to say your own name now.
Mazina.
No, it is Mazine.
Mazina.
I thought it was Messina. Yeah. with the name.
Mazina, yes. See, you did it. Mazina alive, so that's all that matters. So, yeah.
Damn
So you guys are supposedly in one of these places now. This is maybe you found the portal. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Ari wasn't wrong. Just pointing that out there.
That's true. You weren't. You weren't. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and we'll have our fabulous cast members sign off. Tony, why don't you go ahead and we'll start with you.
I don't suppose any of the camels came down here with us.
Yeah, there's 7 of them. They're falling on you right now. That'll be the next roll. When we start next week, it'll be the roll to see if you get out of the way of camels falling on top of you.
Excellent. Everybody, I am Uncle Tony or Stupid Tony, or just look me up on the interwebs and nets and things and whatever. You can also find my cookies at crumbtogether.com. And Dirtbag Don's going to get some toffee before the holidays.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, got to get some of that toffee.
You
Don,
got to.
get a dozen cookies, and then we'll throw some coffee in there with it. But so
There
you
you
can
go. There you go. Nothing wrong with that. Excellent. All right. So, right with that, hey, dude, Saturday. Hello.
Oh yeah, we got a show on Saturday. We're starting the Vampire Chronicle, and we're a few episodes in. Grace is fantastic. Melenre, who's usually writing our chat, is wonderful, and Wes and Storm are great. It's a great little cast we got going.
Hey,
Telling a vampire story.
what time is that show on?
Too fucking early. It's 11 a.m.
On a Saturday. Oh no.
Saturday.
11 a.m. Pacific, but that would be 2 p.m. Eastern time for everybody else.
7 p.m. London Greenwich Mean Time.
Oh, don't do that. Anyway, so there you go. Hey, if you want to see some vampires.
My sister lives in that time zone.
See?
Just saying.
Is she an avid watcher of the game?
She loves me. Of course she is.
Don't lie to Tony like that. That's just
I'm not lying to Tony. I'm not lying to Tony.
Oh, I get it. You're lying to me. Okay,
Yeah.
well, that's different. All right, fine. Fair enough. Excellent. All right. And last but not least, Jonathan.
Hello, it's Jonathan. Play Brian. Yeah, did a lot of talking today. So yeah, it's good.
Well, hey, I got to say, we were having a conversation earlier about murder hoboing and non-murder hoboing. There were definitely situations that could have turned murder hobo, but
Mhm.
it did not happen. You know? So, hats off. Good job.
Slicing mists.
Yes. Interesting. Anyway,
Mm.
I'm Will DM. I'm the game master of this here game, Tales of Savage Land. We play the Savage Worlds rule set with this. If you enjoy this, we have on every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, Greyhawk Adventures presents, and we're currently doing the Ghosts of Saltmarsh, and we just finished the Danger at Dunwater part of it, and we are getting into the in between interlude where I get the players up in level so that they can finish the storyline. Because there's this jump in level from Dunwater of 2 levels between the final enemy, which is the end of it. So we are currently doing some different things along those lines. Every Monday we have an episode of the Down Roll that comes out. We don't have a set time. It's whenever Adam gets around to putting it up. We have, as Uncle Tony had alluded to, the Vampire Game, which is on Saturdays at 2 p.m. And coming very soon, probably in the next couple of weeks, maybe 2 to 3 weeks,
Superhero.
we're going to be having a Marvel Superheroes, the original TSR game, Saturday Morning Superheroes, which will
You're not
be-
actually playing that on Saturday morning, though. I mean, I've already claimed that time slot.
Your show starts at 2 p.m.
You really get to play before
Saturday. No, actually, what we're doing is we're pre-recording the Saturday Morning Superheroes.
Okay, all right. That's
It will be airing before you, but we won't be live playing it. We'll just be in live chat.
cool.
So there'll be someone in the chat. You'll either myself or Adam, or probably both Adam and myself will both be on in the morning for the show, and then I'll just be sticking around to produce the Vampire Show afterwards.
Excellent.
So, yeah. We're actually going to be recording those shows on Friday nights. Is when the show actually gets recorded, and then Adam takes it and does his production magic. We're gonna do some different stuff with this from the
Are
other one,
you-
so
Ooh, that sounds exciting.
am I what?
No, sorry. I don't want to ask questions because I want to be surprised.
Okay, well there you go. All right, so that's it. Again, thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in, and we appreciate it. And if by some chance, I think everybody that's here has showed up. You're all followers as it is. We're only 3 followers away from 200. 3. We're so close. But anyways, thank you again for stopping in and watching. Peace out and have a good night.